We're back,
So,
dude.
We're here after a long whole month. We've been pretty busy, but
we're
back.
Dude, 1 month. Been on the, it was actually an awesome thing to have that month off and really take a look back at kind of what we had put together. Because a lot of people don't even know how it started, really. And, it's not even where, obviously, we don't even know 100% what it is yet. We know where we're going with it. We have a very good plan, and we really like what we're doing, and we like the impact it's having.
Yeah,
I think we both
definitely
agree on that. But as far as, finding our niche and finding, what we really want PLUGtalk to represent and do out there comes from experience.
Yeah.
And season 1 was so much experience.
A lot of experience. I mean, as you guys can see, we kind of, we changed up our whole production. As you guys can see, it's probably a lot
we're in
better.
Miami full time now.
Yeah, so we've had time to move in, and we're excited for a lot of moves to come because we do have a lot for you guys. We want to keep that in store. You guys will see, it's all really just a process.
And, talking about learning, that's one thing we learned as part of that first early side of the process is there are a lot of things you should do in the long term to make good content, to make, make this show exactly, I had a very elaborate vision of what I wanted to look like, but where the mistake, or not the mistake, just the general learning process was it can't happen in a day.
Yeah, and then I'd also say, a lot of times, and we both fell victim to this, and it's okay, because it was part of just, learning and finding our niche and what we do, but, it was tough for us to really put labels on things, you know what I mean, as we're what do we want to do, but, yeah.
But, jumping right off that, kind of, what today kind of is all about, we want to go the sports route, and we're talking NFL, just opened up. We're going to get into some social media stuff. And we're going to touch on some future plans as well, but
definitely music too.
Music 100%. I mean, come on.
A lot of new shit.
You're probably listening to what is this, Too Sexy, right now? Are you
that's the male version of the WAP.
Oh my god.
You can't tell me not. They performed that in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where. I think it was in Magic City.
Mm-hmm.
And the videos looked fucking insane, dude. They literally looked insane. But shout out to Future and Drake. They did it again, dude. They did it again.
They did.
It's crazy.
Now, first run through with Drake's album.
It was great. I mean, for me, I feel like he had a lot of mixes of just what he really does because he makes a lot of high tempo songs. That's one Way Too Sexy with Future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has a lot of songs where he can go crazy, but then those were those legitimate structured bar songs where he's talking facts about his life and just what he's had to overcome. So overall, it was a great album. I'd probably put that as top 3 Drake albums, and it's probably third or second.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was times where I really found I'm gonna be listening to this all the time. Or we've heard them out. One thing you notice is the songs that are really popping off is when you can't seem to get away from them.
Yeah, they're catchy.
They're catchy, and I'm always curious: is that good marketing? Is that good music?
Well, I think it's a mix of both. You're right.
Just think about Too Sexy, dude. Just with what even that song is about how it makes you feel, and it's genius on all levels of that. But pure music, there's definitely songs on that album that I'd much rather listen to, as a Drake fan, than that.
Yeah, 7 a.m. Brittle Path, or what's another one? TSU. We remember
TSU, and the one
TSU,
with
we found that leak TSU last year in May. When we were listening to that. It's crazy that it's on the album.
And the other one, I was listening to it in the gym today with Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah. That's... hold on. I got to find it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think
because he posted that one on his gram.
He did. He posted it early. And when I heard it in the gym today, I go, I've heard this, but I didn't listen to it when I listened to his album all the way through the first time.
We were listening to it last May. Honestly, when we were just starting all of this, really. When this was just... our creation was really an idea back then.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy to think about that. But the song is called "Fair Trade" by Travis Scott.
Fair Trade,
probably second best song on the album.
Gotta be
top 3 for sure.
Oh my
top
god!
5, but
listen to Kanye's album at all?
Yeah, it was great.
I liked it. I thought it was
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's just totally different. I agree. Honestly, at first when people were like, "Oh, don't compare them," I was a little, against that a little bit. But now after listening to them both, I see it. It was very. it was very different. I think they created their own sort of thing in the social media and the, you see that with all influencers all the time, pinning up against each other and like, creating the hype that it was. And I'm sure it did help them very much. But after I listened to albums, they're so like different and like
a lot of people say like, you can't compare Drake and Kanye, and they're right. Like you can't really compare them, but
socially they're so intertwined that I think we can.
Yeah, because and to be fair though, like they were taking shots at each other. Like 7 a.m.
Yeah, it wasn't like they didn't
was directed at Kanye, like literally. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that was literally a diss track directed at Kanye. But speaking of like just Drake's album and everything, it's crazy how far Toronto has came as a city and just now as a whole, man. They got the Raptors. They won their first championship, Kawhi. You got Drake been popping off for 10 years. Nelk is going crazy.
Nelk might be, like, I think next to Drake, like, the biggest out of all of them, let's say, 4 years from now even.
Yeah.
But, like right now, they're extremely big. But I'm just saying, like, what they've been able to do, and it's interesting, like, even the Toronto thing, it's like, how many of their viewers even know? Like, they are in America and, like, around so much. Like, you tell people the Nelk Boys are from Toronto, they're like...
Yeah. At first, when I heard they were from Toronto, I was like, what? I thought these guys were from Florida. Because they give off that, like, Florida energy, like, wild vibe.
They do, and it pays off for them. And we'll get into it deeper in a minute, but even on the music side, Shawn Mendes is from Toronto.
He is. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
He's a good artist, dude.
He is a good artist.
America's Got Talent or Idol or something.
I'm not sure. It's funny, like we're sitting over here like talking about Shawn Mendes, but I was on the. I was when we went to North Carolina last Thanksgiving, and I watched his documentary because I was like, he's at the end of the day, he's a successful guy. Whatever he does, these guys are. He knows how to do it and how to do it right. And they showed Toronto and like they showed the clips from his time back home, and like what a moment that must have been.
Yeah. Going home's great.
And on the social media side, you have it's just interesting how they're doing this. So you get Drake and there's other artists that we haven't mentioned obviously, but you right off the bat Drake, Shawn Mendes,
Tory Lanez. Tootie's a new one. Dude.
Tory Lanez
yeah,
too.
He's from Canada.
Yeah, and then they have they bring it down to the social media side. Nelk Boys, Raftis, who we touched base with this weekend, and he's down in Miami.
Yeah, that was great. We linked up with Raftis.
We did link up with Raftis.
Shout out to Ohm. Shout out to Raftis. You know the vibes.
Yeah, Umrith will get him next time. But yeah, like good kid, like vibe I got. We didn't like sit there and like really like party with him all night, but we saw him out, and you can get a good vibe off
Genuine
people just being that close.
Yeah.
So normal. Yeah. So just. Happy to be there, and another guy that put these parties together. Andre's like setting that up, like
for sure,
willing to really get down here and do stuff. And coming from so far, it shows you how far Florida's came and how far Miami's coming. And it is funny because you talk to a lot of people, they're saying Miami's coming. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't get a lot of people that are like it's. Like that necessarily are like, oh, it's already LA, New York.
I'd say this though, I feel like younger people are saying that, but I feel like the correct term for someone who's seen it for years is like Miami's coming back.
Miami's coming
back. Because in the 80s and the 90s, dude everyone was here. Will Smith,
just about
Kobe,
to say that.
Yeah, dude. It's coming back, but the people that are our age, they don't know that.
And me personally, I love vintage stuff. I love vintage Miami. There's parts of Miami where you can still go that have been there. Years and years and years, and still have like that classic feel. Even one of the new ones that just opened up, Strawberry Moon. Shout out to them. They're doing. You want to talk about vintage Miami and taking advantage of a market. Those guys killed it. You want to go like a motel hotel style, but it's luxury, and you got a pool party every Saturday with Steve Aoki and David Guetta pulling up. They do a very good job of mixing it.
They do.
But there's a lot of diners and even the restaurant we went to. We were just on the Strip this past weekend. We went and saw Jack Harlow.
Yeah, that was great, dude.
So much fun.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Jack Harlow was a vibe.
It was great. Yeah, we were in Miami. Jack Harlow. It was pretty good.
Had to go see my twin.
Yeah, he had to go.
Took a few pictures.
Literally every single person at the concert was like, "Yo, it's Jack Harlow!" Taking pictures. God. Hilarious.
So
literally
cool.
Hilarious.
But yeah, the restaurants down there, they're open till 2 a.m. You're on the beach, the Clevelanders right there. All that stuff is still prevalent. And not to get too far off that, but then tying it back to look who's built a base there, the Nelk Boys. Steve Will Do It is there every weekend. Granted, he's from Florida, but he's part of that. He's part of Full Send. He's part of the Nelk Boys, and he probably was a big pull You know, as in, like, it just fits. Like, it's crazy how, like, 6ix9ine's hanging out in Miami every day. I mean, Sean O'Malley, we just watched the Sugar Sean's Miami vlog. Like, we watched the whole freaking thing before this.
That was great.
Great vlog. He's another one. O'Malley, I could talk about O'Malley all day, and I know a lot of people don't even know him. Yeah,
he's gonna be the face of
the UFC. That guy's he's killing it on the marketing end. He's around the right people, and he's damn good, dude. He hit through 200 punches and landed 80% of them. You're not.
That was the Poirier McGregor undercard, right? Yeah, that was crazy, dude.
He puts people on, man.
He does.
O'Malley puts people on.
But going back to what you were saying, where like Miami's coming back. Yeah. The reason why is because like all big name people who have their own brand and their own marketing, their own service, what they sell through themselves. Yeah. They're all located in like LA and New York, and like a lot of people, especially from LA, they're all moving down to Florida because it's harder in LA, like financially wise. Yeah. To get money and then maintain it. Where you come here, there's like not to get political, but like there's no sales tax or anything. So if you can market yourself, income tax. So like if you can come down here and make money, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why a lot more
because they want you to do the resort business out here, so they want you to stay. And it's funny because out of like it being the most Florida thing ever, you know, when one of the worst things like in American history happens, and you know, Corona and the pandemic, and like one of the, just such a shutdown of the country, you know, not physically but emotionally, you know, taxing on people. And you know what stayed open, and it was Florida. So now Miami worked as like they advertised and they marketed and they said, we're open. People come from LA now, they have an excuse to come here because they couldn't do anything in Los Angeles. Yeah. They couldn't do anything in New York.
I think that's what started it.
It wasn't it was before not only that. Were LA and New York so shut down, but Miami was so open that it's always been a similar type of person, or like you'll get a very like. There's those markets, and everyone knows what I'm talking about. Like the big cities, that's what they carry. Yeah. You know, there's professional athletes and all that. The culture down here is just there's another level you can get into, and a lot of those people they hide out, or not hide out, but they live in LA, they live in New York, they live in Boston. They go, and when all that is shut off, they're not gonna change. They're not gonna go move to a ranch in the mountains so they can have freedom, right? Yeah. They're looking for what's open, and Miami was open, and now they're all coming back. They were here, like. And you can't even deny it because then
you see the proof.
As that happens, more people are on social media. Now Miami got the people that wanted to leave New York and LA, and they got the social media people that are all coming up and have nothing better to do than say, you know, the art district is second to none. If you come to Miami, you gotta spend a day and do that. Do that during the day. Go party at night. They stay up till 3-4 in the morning.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Like you can, you can order dinner at 4 a.m. and it'd be 5 stars. Like. Go do the art district. Go do everything else. But anyway, glad we touched on Miami since that's where we're at now.
For sure, yeah. Dude, but Pats this Sunday?
Yeah, let's switch gears. Let's go the NFL route here. The Patriots.
Just to keep everybody in mind, me and Jack are both Patriots fans. We got to come out and let that out of the way.
Yeah, everyone knows. Yeah. Get it off rip.
Big 7.
Bit of a letdown yesterday, in my opinion. You know?
I mean, I'm let down, but like, did Mac Jones play phenomenal?
Not a bad, yeah, exactly.
Starting QB, Mac Jones played phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's a very, 17-16 with the Dolphins is a dead even score.
We always have those games against the Dolphins, especially early on.
Well, and on paper this year, when you look at it, the teams are dead even. Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about, like, freaking, like, could have been a more fair matchup. I think it's going to be fun. Honestly, dude, I think that rivalry is about to spark back up. When I watched it and you see, like, the average age of the guys on the field, like, very just fluid young guys running around, like, I think the Patriots-Miami rivalry is making a comeback. Yeah. Because they're going to split, and then they might see each other in the playoffs because Bills choked yesterday. Yeah. What's up with that, dude? Basically in second place. Everyone lost yesterday except the Dolphins.
So how do you feel about the Cam thing, though?
The Newton?
Yeah, Cam Newton, yeah. Because did you see his YouTube video? He came out and it was like my story and this whole video thing. Which I think it's like only a dissatisfaction if we try to say he's wrong for that. Because what do we say all the time? If you're an athlete or someone, you should be able to mark yourself, make your own YouTube.
I don't blame Cam one bit.
Yeah, I don't blame Cam one bit at all. And he's not mad at the Patriots.
If you want to talk about a rough situation, any other team, since everyone's a puppet and they all do what everyone else does, they're sitting Mac Jones the first year, no hands down, because he was the kid that only started a year at Alabama, who historically, until I'd say now, because you look at who's in the playing QB now, had a bad rap for QBs and a bad rep.
Yeah.
And
which I don't know why.
And honestly, dude, I'll believe it till I go to, till the day I die, is if Mac Jones went to any other team, I don't see it working out, dude.
No.
I don't.
Because he's a system QB. He worked in the system at Alabama. He worked with Saban. Saban and Belichick are very similar. They're friends.
Yeah.
It works out.
It works out, yeah. And, I just don't see the commitment. I think he looked at Saban when he was committing out of high school and said, I would do anything for the best coach in the world. And he looks at, now you get Belichick, and he's got the same mindset. If he goes to someone, because I'm telling you, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. There's definitely some NFL guys that look at guys like Saban and borderline Dabo that are winning every single year with a different team and are looking at their NFL coach and being like, dude, let's make some, it's a business at that point, so I don't want to go that way too far. But, it worked out that Mac Jones got a guy that demands, just as much, if not more, respect than someone like Saban. That structure just, it worked.
There was reports, and it was Mac Jones is loving the Patriot way. Dude, I saw some.
And
reports.
He does, dude. Yeah. I heard him on the yesterday. They were saying he studies the Belichick defense more than he studies the defensive playbook more than he studies the offensive playbook.
Yeah, which is dude, what more can you ask from your QB? Now
it's gonna be
knows how the defenses run. If you know how the defense runs,
you're
gonna know how to run the
Now
offense.
The Aaron Rodgers thing we should definitely get into, because he's a guy that shows up in media more than anyone should, because you look at,
you're not an Aaron Rodgers fan?
I am here's my thing. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan in terms of play. Yeah. And in terms of, and as far as this standoff with the GM and just,
it's very Tom Brady-esque of what happened with the Patriots, but he's just not at that level. It's
now I'm looking at this year,
you've won,
I'm kind of upset. Okay, if he would have just pled his case and said, you guys didn't get me any help, you need to pay me or I'm not coming back.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's the dramatics. It's the
perfect. That's fine. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, nothing really did happen. He came back because they said, oh, you can leave next year, which was always the case to begin with. So you just wasted a bunch of time, and you didn't show up for training camp. And the guy behind you got a lot more reps, and been sitting there waiting out, heading his second year behind you. I understand you feel like you got screwed, but then that's the time where it's not I can't see a situation where you come back in a game like that and then surprise you just got blown out.
Yeah, I saw him.
Does that work better for the Packers to just the fact that they brought him back and he's got the stigma and now you got to go through the whole season with the thing? It's on both sides. Don't get me wrong.
And the tension's there.
I think the Fanatics could have been a little de-escalated and just been all right, you guys aren't going to pay me. It's done. They shouldn't. But on their side, they should have either paid him or they should have cut him.
Yeah.
Or traded him.
I don't know, dude. I saw this meme and it was Jameis Winston seeing Aaron Rodgers play like Jameis Winston. Literally they switched roles. But Jameis, good ass game, dude.
Good
5
game.
touchdowns, no interceptions.
Sat behind Breeze for a year.
Yeah.
You can
what more
see
can you ask from the guy?
Years,
He's
right?
a hard worker. I know everyone jokes around about him and stuff because he is a funny guy.
But pure passing, you lead the league in picks, but he threw 5,000 yards that year.
And what do they say? He got LASIK surgery or something? That's why he's good now or something. Hilarious.
Yeah, but
LASIK.
You see, it's funny because a guy like that does it. So all these guys are making millions of dollars. Why wouldn't everyone?
Yeah, I just think it's because he had really bad eyesight as he got older.
Yeah,
and that kind of showed in his season on the Bucks. But yeah.
Nah, what about Super Bowl predictions? We probably dish out some of those.
I don't even that's tough this season because it's just I
think all the teams are good.
They are all good, and
even the shittiest teams got Trevor Lawrence as their QB. So,
but the whole NFL got switched up. There's a lot of different players on different teams and all that.
Facts.
How about yours? Because I got to think about mine for a little bit. What's your Super Bowl predictions?
I would go. So, the AFC Chiefs getting back for the third time. You would say no, but you just watched. It just came back against the the Bucks, and they looked like they couldn't really be stopped. But I'd say my AFC pick is actually gonna be the Ravens.
Okay.
I think Lamar is too talented, and
even with the injuries.
With the injuries, but you lose Gus Edwards, and you picked up Latavius Murray and Le'Veon Bell in the same week, and I don't care how long they've been out. You give the professional athletes 4 weeks to get ready, they're gonna be ready. Until those guys come back. I mean, those aren't all season-ending injuries.
Yeah.
Right? Like, J.K. Dobbins sucked, and Gus Edwards, I mean, it's tough
because
he dropped the Ravens.
I don't know who's coming out of the AFC.
I think it's, yeah.
Because,
my opinion, it'd probably be the Ravens or the Chiefs, and then I'd go Bucks.
I'm definitely going Bucks.
On the NFC side.
Yeah, I'm definitely going
Only team
Bucks.
I could see challenge them would actually be the Cowboys after that game.
Yeah.
I could see that being a replay. Crazy.
It's tough not to go Bucks Chiefs again.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like I hate saying that because it's just like a rematch last year, but it's very tough for me not to.
It's very possible.
It's almost like the Cavs Warriors-esque now, where it's just like, two teams.
It's very, very possible.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the NFL goes, I think they're doing, if they can get in with and do what the UFC did, where they get in with some of the social media side a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You're going to keep people entertained. I think they're trying to do it with all the rule changes and like making overtime changing.
Is not the move.
Yeah, like you got a guy in Goodell who's in charge of that. It's just
Goodell's a clown. Like we hate to say it. We know Barstool does that, so we're not trying to like bite Barstool or anything.
Yeah.
But Goodell is a certified clown. I hate to say that.
Barstool's in the news this week, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean they're always in the news.
Barstool is always in the news. Barstool attempts to be in the news.
Yeah. But this weekend we got some big plans.
Dude, we're about to do
really
3
excited.
shows, and we're doing about 3 shows in 5 days, counting this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of work. We love it. So.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun, and going to different cities and just meeting new people. And I mean, stuff's gonna change. Like it's how it goes. Like the podcast content's always gonna be top notch, but we're too creative to where this would just be a podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
I think we enjoy doing it, and we think it gives people just a way to hear your thoughts, dude. Everyone's so afraid to be like who they are and like ask to get to know you and stuff, and I just think there's a big plus to just putting it out there and like kind of going after it and doing it, and that's the people we kind of want on the show.
Yeah.
We're getting these motivated people, we're getting influencers, we're gonna get athletes, we're gonna go, the goal of, for me, as far as podcasting has always been, is like, I watch podcasts to get in the room with, the people I can't meet in person necessarily yet. So getting a lot of those guys in here so you can tune into something like this and just be in the conversation, get invested where, all these guys they're successful for one way or another, and at the end of the day, I mean, what more could you really ask for, and hopefully get connected with you? Maybe you see an opportunity for yourself and you jump on it. Because like we said, we're some of the most open-minded people. Anyone who even reaches out, with a DM is usually getting a response. Like,
for sure, yeah.
And I hope to keep it that way, dude. We're at smaller numbers right now, but even as it grows, I mean, 100% the same way.
Definitely reach out, ask some questions, because we will definitely have your questions answered on.
I like that idea for like an episode.
We could do a Q&A, whatever you guys want.
Q&A, but yeah, especially how it goes. Now, what do you think about we got about 5 minutes left, so we should probably 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Since you've been back, I mean, how's it feel to be back in Miami?
Feels
back here, partying wise.
Yeah, I got personally, I know for me, the past 3 or 4 weeks you saw, I've just been getting structured with a lot of things, business wise, and purchasing a lot of inventory, a lot of material.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of things set up, videography wise.
We've been working on. I mean, we've really been brainstorming this project along with our other stuff.
Other side, 50 other side projects.
Yeah, like a bunch of other stuff, but yeah. And we've had some good times down here already. I'd say for the first 4 weeks or so, whatever it is.
It's definitely gonna turn up this weekend, and then keep going forward. We got a lot of stuff.
I think we're about to be on a hefty bender. I mean, probably favorite time since we've been back.
Yeah,
we've been to Miami 2 or 3 times already, which is nice because we are a decent bit of ways. But no, we're like 30 minutes. But
yeah, depending on traffic.
Yeah, but we've gone down there. We've had good times. Which in the past, coming to a place like here and being brand new, like we were the last 2 years, it's hard to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 2 years younger, and we got a lot. All this is new.
I learned a lot. Like, I know the geographics of Miami and kind of just like good areas. I learned a lot last year when my family came down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we went to a lot of places because it was kind of like a family party and everything. So I learned, and you learned a lot too because we went after that, and it's a great place. You know what I mean?
It's a really good place. I mean, you're chasing. I think it's only going to get bigger and. I know we touched on it a lot earlier, but we're extremely ecstatic to run it, from here. And, we got cities lined up, Tampa, Fort Myers, Miami, all within the next 7 to 10 days. And then Orlando will definitely be in the cards because I know we've got connects over there. And we're gonna get a good show out there. And then, even down the line, like we don't really stop. So we're looking at Arizona.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say we're looking at since March. Arizona. Actually, like since we really, even thought about the idea, we thought it'd be cool to go out there. And Atlanta, I think will probably.
I was just gonna say we're gonna try to expand.
Atlanta, we've been talking.
Atlanta has been going crazy as a city. That's another. Yeah. It's been like brushed under the rug because it's like it's a low key city.
It is. You're right, but they just had very good.
Dude.
The Hawks doing well. The Braves have been doing well. The Falcons have their year every 3 years. Bulldogs are in the top 5. I mean, Atlanta is popping, but even on the music, like I like Atlanta for the. I don't even think when I think Atlanta sports, I think Choke Town, and I'm not even trying to say that to offend anyone.
Atlanta's more just like the culture of Atlanta is cool.
Talk about the culture, but the music and all that. Oh my god, like
that's
talk about an underrated area to go.
They're up now, but you're right. Like for years on years, they were underrated for a while.
But yeah, guys. I mean, a lot on the way, and we will see you in another week.
We'll see you whenever we see you.
Yeah, see you whenever we see you.